Well, we're well into our morning here in Lexington. We haven't left yet. We just have Dayton tonight. It's about a 3-hour drive. Not even, I don't think. 2 and a bit. I'm not sure. It's not far. Anyway, we got up this morning. Talked to Stacy. She said that Spitfire Overseas actually qualified this morning. 54, and then they have, I looked and he was like 6th. I'm like, Jesus, the qualifiers are fast there. But it was mixed, trotters and pacers. So Spitfire Overseas was 5th, 29 flat in the end of it, a mile, and 54 flat. First and last half in 57 seconds. I thought the horse looked rather good, on paper anyway. Stacy was happy with him, Brett was happy with him, so he's now ready to roll. The only problem is, obviously, he has to start in the open. Who was that for? Oh, that guy there. And then I went over to Lexington, trained 3 horses today. I trained a little rogue hair here. I don't know what he's doing. I trained Arson in 52 and 3 off half and 57. He is tight, staying tight and ready to go for Corbin, which is in about 9-10 days. Now I was a little tiny bit miffed. I was out in the track with Gaslight Hall, and I'm like, I like to train with other horses, but we don't, So there was Tony Alani's crew, 2 of them went by. I said, hey, gentlemen, do you mind if I follow you? How much are you going? They said, 55, 56. I said, cool. They must have been referring to the first half because I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, there is no way you're going a half mile in 56. You're getting them a half in 56. 56 and a piece to the half. They had 3-year-olds, too. I just wanted to, go a good mile in 55 and a piece, 56 with Gaslight. I thought he'd be great. Gaslight followed them along, went a mile in 54 and 3, but was 5 lengths behind the 2 3-year-olds, which is fine. It didn't matter. He got stretched out good, and he was happy pulling up, throwing his head. I said to Eric, you're doing a great job with his knees. Just keep an eye on his back because it's going to get a little stiff. His knees bug him, which means he wears flip-flops, and they don't seem to bother him at Lexington, which is fantastic. But because he does have those issues up front, he's going to start loading weight behind, especially in the fall. He's only got a few more starts left, which is perfect because those are the few he's going to need in Corbin. He's tight now coming in, a little tight in there a few days out, it'll be fine. But I think also very, very pleased with Gaslight Hall. He was awesome this morning. Now, please keep in mind, when I say he's a little off, it's not like he's got a head nod and he's paralyzed on line. No. We just know he's not, he's battling some issues, and Dominic and everybody did a tremendous job getting him in the races and having him good, and Eric's doing a great job managing him. So that's what I mean. I just be on the lookout for these maybe issues on the horizon. I went to train Dio. They went out with a grader. I'll tell you one thing. You want to talk about a different surface? The surface at the Red Mile is fantastic, but when they grade it flat and firm, it is like concrete. So Princess Dio started out in the 3-wide lane, and then as I get down to the rail going into the first turn, I get down onto where that hard stuff was, and she made a break. I'm like, oh my God. I pull her up and I go back around now. Tony Alani's other 2 guys, same guys, Speedy Gonzalez and Speedy Gonzalez too, comes out and they said, I said, gentlemen, how much are we going this time? 57. The whole mile or just the first part? I don't think he understood what I meant. He goes, yeah, 57. I said, okay, cool. First guy makes a break going into the first turn on the pavement. Next guy, we got up the corner in like 31 seconds. These are the same 2 guys that just were speeding in the last training trip. Now they're going too slow. So 31, half, and 103. I'm like, we're going to go a mile in 2 minutes. 2-1. It's fine, whatever. Who cares? He makes a break on the front end getting in the last turn. As I go to go around him, I make a break. What is all the beeping
everyone
about?
Beeps at everyone.
Why is
really
everybody
weird.
doing so much beeping here? Jeez Louise. There you go. There you go. I make a break, come back trotting. She trots her last quarter in 28 seconds flat and goes a mile in like 2-3. Not the way I wanted it, but she was fine. She'd lost both her toe weights. I took the bell boots off her, so all the weight was taken off her this morning. We let her hobbles out, and it didn't work out the way I planned, but she got a good workout in. She was blowing when she come off the track, and she's sound. She's feeling good. So all went well this morning. Not the way I planned it, but all went really well this morning. Now I got, as you can imagine, a ton of emails from people asking for shares in Neuromancer, is that his name? Neuromancer, Memento Mori's brother, and the Ready for Money Philly. You know, as I said to my father, I talked to him extensively this morning and last night about it. You know, he's always watching the sales and watching the horse. He goes, wow, how did you get Oni Hall's sister by Ready for Money? Was there something wrong with her? I said, no, there's nothing wrong with her. It's just now I'm gonna say right place at the right time, but I'll reserve that final answer until next summer. But it sure felt like right place, right time for me when we were purchasing the filly. You know, $16,000 for an Ohio bred filly. The last thing we needed was an Ohio bred. But as I said to you guys, when you're looking at such a well-bred filly, and she was correct. You know, Steve and I looked at a filly later on in the sale. Now, I'm not going to drop names or numbers, but very well-bred filly, a lot of pedigree, more pedigree than the filly we bought probably, but stood off a little bit, did not like her video that much, and he ended up not buying her. Actually, I never asked him what he wanted to do with this filly. Anyway, it's not a big deal. It's right in line with what we're trying to do, and we'll talk more about that in this week's video. It's very, very important. So we'll talk more about that in this week's videos. But for right now, very happy with, obviously, the sale. I was super happy with the way that the week turned out in the track. You know, last year when I won with Pickpocket, there was always that voice in my head saying, I think you can win. I wasn't sure Maury could win, but to go out and win was so exciting. And actually, I wasn't watching the teletimer. I didn't hear how fast he went until we were going towards the stairs, and I heard him say world record. I said, excuse me? And I looked over at the teletimer. I didn't realize how fast he'd gone. Just the fact that he won was so exciting, and then to set a world record was just unbelievable. It really was unbelievable. And it was so funny because if you go watch Neuromancer's video, Amy looked at it and she goes, because Amy's trying to be pessimistic, Amy, right? She's trying to critique the colt. She goes, yeah, he looks a little bit bigger, but you know, his video, he looks good, but do you find him a little short-barreled? I said, I don't think so. I think he looks good. So I said, you know what, let's go. You were the one that said, let's go look at Maury's video, Maury's yearling video. Now, if you have Equiline, you can go back and watch all the sales videos, all the yearling videos from wherever, for however long they're on your iPad. Went back, he was almost a twin. He was almost a twin of Maury, except a little bigger and a little thicker in the neck. So it was funny. It was funny to watch that. So thoroughly happy with the sale. We're going to do a little more talking about the yearlings. I know the buckets aren't up. Nobody knows what the shares are. If you have shares in the buckets, obviously you have the shares in the horses. As far as extra shares and Neuromancer and the Ready for Money filly, just relax. Wendy's working on it. I got to call her back right now anyway. And we will, she figures she can have it all put together for Sunday. So just let her work on it on Saturday. Send the emails to myself, CC Wendy on them, or vice versa, just so we have it cataloged. This is what you'd like. I can tell you right now, if you're looking for shares in Pickpocket Sister, they are long gone. I've had to sadly tell everybody, and it's not that I kept any. Amy and I love the filly. My top pick one of my top picks of the entire sale, and I never got a share of her, but she is completely sold out and was sold out almost immediately. So literally 25 emails I had to write the same thing. I think the last 4 I just copy and pasted from the last email that I wrote. So she's all sold out for sure, and there's a number of horses like that. But keep in mind, we're going to talk about all the horses today, and I'm going to explain to you where my mindset was, why I purchased a horse, the high points, the low points, what my concerns are, and exactly what my thought process was both before, during, and after the sale in Lexington. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Addie wants some breakfast real bad. We got to check out of the hotel real quick, get Cruz in the car. Cruz is in the car. Get Cruz, leave Cruz in the car, and then we're going to go to breakfast somewhere here in Lexington. Now, I will reiterate again, as I did in the broadcast, and I have for a while. You happy that you come down here with us? Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? You're a good girl. It's such a great time. I know it's a year away, and we got lots to do between now and then, but circle Lexington on your calendar. It is a tremendous time. It is a great sale, and just the atmosphere. And I found out it's called the Summit at Fritz Farm is where we're staying. The Summit at Fritz Farm. I don't know where it is, but it's on the other side of Lexington. Do yourself a favor. Look into it for next year. Take care, everybody.